What up? Welcome to the Jaden. This year, I want to record and share my solutions for Advent code, and I think it would be a good way to sort of spread some content and a bit of my coding knowledge. And I also think that it will help encourage people to do Advent code along with me. So because I'm going to be trying to do this quickly and be somewhat competitive, I don't think this will be as pedagogical as I would like it to be, but hopefully this is of use, and I will make sure to post solutions on GitHub and go over my solutions a little bit more in depth, either in video or through social media if people have questions and stuff. But yeah. All right, so day one, we've got stars present for the big Christmas sleigh launch, but nobody's seen him in months. 50 stars, yeah, 1 star. There's just one problem about holding two lists up side by side. The lists aren't very similar. Reconcile. Smallest number in the left, smallest number in the right. Second, and so on. Within each pair, figure out how far apart the two numbers are. Add up all those distances. Find the total distance. You add up the distance between the pairs. Yep, get my puzzle input. Save this. Let's come over here. Alright, come back over here. We're gonna move downloads input to the txt into here. Now if we ls, you see, alright, so we have our input next to our main, and so what we want to do is, let's get our input again. We're gonna say for line in f, num1 num2 equals line.split. So we split by white space to get our numbers, and then we're going to say we're going to collect the numbers in both lists. So we're going to say nums1 equals empty list, nums2 equals empty list, and then we're going to say nums1 dot append int of num1, and we're going to say the same thing for nums2, just like that. And then to pair them up, all we got to do is we got to say print the sum of that difference between num2 and num1 for num1 num2 in zip sorted nums1 and sorted nums2. Let's write that. Let's come over here, let's run it. Let's say python 3 script.py, and we get this number right here. Let's copy and paste this in. Let's write answer, continue part 2. For these example lists, now we want to find a similarity score, and so adding up each number in the left list after multiplying by the number of times that numbers appears in the right list. So add up each number in the left list after multiplying it by the number of times it appears in the right list. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come back over to our two lists, and we're going to say from collections import counter, and then we're going to use counter to count how many times numbers appear in nums2. So we're going to say count equals counter nums2, and then we're going to say print the sum of each number times the count of the number for num in nums1. And I think this should be fine. So let's come back over here. Let's run it again. And this time I get this number. Let's paste this in, submit, and that's the right answer. All right. That was pretty good. I'm going to post this on GitHub. I'll make sure I make a GitHub for it. Let's refine the solution and talk a little bit about what we did. So, parsing input, we open our file. We make our two lists, nums1 and nums2. I should make these solutions a little bit more organized. So, okay, so let's go over our solution. We parse our input in our main statement. We use split to take each line and break it into parts by white space, and then we convert each of those parts into numbers and add them to our lists. Then we pass them into our solutions for part 1 and part 2. For part 1, we just sort each of the lists. Sorted will take in a list of numbers and produce a new list, so it won't do it in place, which has the original elements in sorted order. We use zip to go through each of them in pairs, and so we extract the pairs and we take the absolute differences and add them up with sum. For part 2, it's even simpler. We just multiply the number by how many times it comes up in the second list and add that together for each number in the first list. And we use counter to just count how many items are in the list, right? So Python has a dictionary subclass called counter in the collections module, and what it does is it will take in an iterable and it'll return a dictionary which has each element mapped to how many times it came up in the iterable. And so that's day 1. Pretty straightforward. Thanks for watching. Join my Discord, post daily LeetCode solutions, and free to talk and socialize in there. Peace out.